If there is anything impressive about Street Fighter 4, it is the fact that it is still a loved and pretty active community. Even after the release and death of Street Fighter 5 and the now release of Street Fighter 6. But is Street Fighter 5 going to get that same treatment? Personally, I don't think so. Let's go back in time a bit. Back to 2016 to be exact, was Street Fighter V's infamous launch. I actually remember at the time, I saw trailers for the game, and I thought it looked frickin' awesome. And that was before I was even a fan of Street Fighter, or a fan of fighting games in general, besides maybe Super Smash Bros. Sadly though, that wasn't the case. The game was beyond the definition of rough. The game was clearly unfinished with content that shouldn't have been missing, like a freaking arcade mode that it didn't even have an arcade mode, and the game severely needed some patchwork. First impressions are important, and Street Fighter V hit the nail on the head in all the worst ways possible. After this point, Street Fighter V got a stigma of being just a bad game with no redeeming qualities. This stigma would never change, so no matter what Street Fighter V improved, changed, added, or fixed. And it's kinda sad, because I think modern SF5, though it has its flaws like every game, I think it is a great game, and it's more than a worthy entry to the Street Fighter franchise. I should also note I'm not no longtime fan of Street Fighter V. I am a newer player who finally decided to give Street Fighter V an honest chance, and I had a ton of fun. It has a ton of characters, the gameplay feels good, the graphics are amazing, and though I don't love the V-triggers, I think they are at least better than like Ultra Combos from Street Fighter 4 or X Factor, etc. It doesn't matter what Street Fighter V does right because its launch was so bad, and people who don't play the game literally ever has to comment how bad it is. And with the release of Street Fighter 6, though I don't know if Street Fighter 6 is good or not, I actually haven't played it, so many people have instantly jump shift over to it, and telling everyone how amazing it is and how much of a better game it is to Street Fighter V or Street Fighter's back per se. Now I promise I'm not trying to plug anything in, but this also goes along with the topic. I do stream, and a little while back I started streaming some Street Fighter V, and I had several people, and I mean several, I'm not talking about one or two, people come into the stream and say things like, "Are you still playing Street Fighter V?" or "Get Street Fighter 6," or "Street Fighter 6 is out, you don't have to play this game anymore." I am no conspiracy theorist. I don't think Capcom is sending people to Street Fighter V streams to try and convince them to buy Street Fighter 6. But it almost feels like the Street Fighter community is like, "Hey man, the trash Street Fighter V game is over now. Play the good new one." Which I'm glad Street Fighter 6 is apparently the greatest fighting game ever made, which I've been told. But starting Street Fighter V recently, there is so much I have missed. I have owned Street Fighter V for years, but never really got around to playing it until today. Because the fact of the matter is, I was in the same boat. I never hardly played the game, but had the opinion that the game was poorly made, or that it was never good to begin with, or, it never improved anything. But that is just simply not the case. I know I'm rambling on at this point, but it's kinda sad seeing a community die right when you get into it. So do I think Street Fighter V is dying? Well, obviously with the release of Street Fighter 6, less people are playing, but I do not think many will return to Street Fighter V, unlike other Street Fighter games like Ultra Street Fighter 4 and Third Strike. I mean, sure, there will always be some kind of community for it, but I think within like the next 5 years or so, the Street Fighter V community, no pun intended, the Street Fighter V community will be very scarce. I don't have any statistics or anything to see how many people are playing it or how many people has left, so this is just mostly riding off of my opinion from what I've seen and heard, and I hope I'm wrong. Anyways, thank you for hearing me ramble about Street Fighter V. I don't think it's some perfect game or anything. It has many flaws. I just wish more people gave it a chance, because it's honestly fun. And this is coming from a guy who used to be on the Street Fighter V's bad boat without even really playing it. So what are my finals odds? I say give Street Fighter V an honest chance. It's a fun game. It's far from perfect, but I think it has a lot of redeeming qualities. There is a lot of problems with the game, though. That's probably, meant for another video, but we'll just keep it at that, I guess. No need to make the video any longer than it needs to be, per se. So thank you all again for watching me ramble on about Street Fighter V. Have a good day. Hello, it's me again. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give me a like and subscribe. I'm sorry for the poor mic and video quality. I'm working with what I got at the moment, so please bear with me. I'm trying my best, but thank you so much for watching this video, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. This was Dr. Shoryuken. Street Fighter 3.